How are we opening this episode? I guess you could ask, how are we unboxing this episode?
Good news, everybody. Marvel can't actually kill off a character.
No.
Literally no.
The cowards could not kill the character.
Phil Coulson.
No, Phil Coulson.
He's alive.
Yep.
Couldn't kill Phil Coulson.
Black Widow.
Quicksilver.
She's still around.
Technically, Black Widow is still dead.
Gamora.
She's still going to be around.
Gamora's still around, yeah.
Well, the thing
But they
is,
have their cake and eat it too, because every one of these characters
Red Skull.
is dead.
They're
but there's a simulacrum out there. Of each of them.
they're
Red Skull. You can't kill Red Skull.
Yeah, they
'cause he
couldn't-
came back later when everyone forgot about him.
Yeah.
yeah. The Quicksilver may be the only one, and I wouldn't doubt at some point they will bring him back.
Now,
And by the way, no one who ran into Red Skull would have recognized him as such.
yeah.
The only people who would have
would
been
be Cap.
it would have been Captain America
Or Bucky. Because
Bucky never. I don't think Bucky ever saw Red Skull.
Oh, did he never?
He died in that movie before Red.
Oh, I
before his
thought
face
they knew.
melted off
Oh, I thought they knew who Red Skull
Well, he
was
took his
before
face.
showed.
He took his face off.
in front of Captain America. But wasn't that after Bucky died?
No, I think Bucky saw. No, yeah, I think no. You're.
Yeah,
I
they
think
couldn't
it-
even kill
died.
Bucky.
I think
In
it's after.
quotation marks.
Yeah, they couldn't even.
They couldn't kill Bucky. Who is dead in Marvel?
Oh
Let's
my
go through the
God.
list.
Black
only-
Panther's dad.
Black Panther's dad. Killmonger. Killmonger's dead.
Killmonger's dead.
Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah Stane's dead.
Anthony
Panther
Stark.
villain. Anthony Stark's dead.
And
The villain of Black Panther's dead.
Killmonger. Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt if they bring him
Oh,
back
his name's
somehow.
that was Killmonger.
Oh, Claw. Then I'm Claw. Claw
Ulysses
is dead.
Claw. Who else?
Technically, Vision.
The Abomination.
Well, like they
Yeah, technically the Abomination.
technically Abomination. Yeah, but all of these
The
characters
dude-
are ones that like nobody cares about.
Shield, the guy who had the mecha fists and then died in a ball of explosion
Crossbones.
and
But he
crossbones. Yeah, that guy.
But he wasn't actually a character.
Shield.
He was in a couple movies.
The guy with punchy fists.
Well, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, here's the guy you were expecting to watch fight Captain America. Boom.
Yeah. The
It's like,
other
okay, like-
the scientist dude from Captain America who put himself in a computer.
Who's the guy from the new Spider-Man? Well, we think he's dead.
Jake Gyllenhaal, he's not dead.
Jake
No,
Gyllenhaal's
he's not
dead.
But
right
Michael
now he's
Keaton's
dead.
still alive.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's still alive.
Who else? Who
That's
else
just his name.
Is
It's
that
Michael
it?
Keaton.
Is that everyone who's died in Marvel?
You want to go look it up?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
just
the-
want to call it good there. I think
Okay.
that's everyone who's died.
The
You're
only people that died were people that they knew they weren't going to use
Yeah.
at some point.
I guess Thanos twice.
I feel like I missed the mark here because you both are talking in your podcast recording voices. So are we record? Did you hit record?
Hi,
already?
I'm Matt.
Oh yeah, he did. I realized like, wait, your voice got really loud.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Ryan.
I'm the other guy.
He's the other guy. We call him different. It just depends on what we call him when he walks in.
Depends who we fired and rehired. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a joke I was going to make, but I can't.
This one here is
Oh, do it. Everything's funny.
Bradward.
Bradward.
Not in
Bradward.
today's
We
culture.
call him Brad.
In today's call, everything's
Well,
funny.
it's
or
fun.
none of
It's
funny.
well, yeah. Well, I'll be good.
No, you won't.
Don't be good.
You liar.
I'll be good on mic.
That's all we can really hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on Mike. Oh, never mind.
Who's
See?
Mike? Who's Mike? Who's Mike?
Who is Mike?
Mike.
That
Guess what
is-
day it is?
I'm trying to think of a Mike
Wednesday?
that's in any of the news that we're talking about. I almost went Mike Myers. Was like, no.
You know, in some of these shows, they probably have The Office, which has Michael Scott.
Oh,
Because I don't think he's been in any Marvel movies yet.
But if
No.
if he was in a Marvel movie, they wouldn't kill him off.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, because no one dies in Marvel movies.
No, no one dies in Marvel.
I think it'd be
Like
great.
as
Nobody
we just,
important
As we
anyway.
just went over.
What about all the people in New York that were killed?
None of them. No one died. We didn't see anyone die.
You mean
We
all
did.
38
We
of
didn't.
them?
We saw that. We just found out from Loki. We got a reminder that this person dead. That politician that he
that
ripped
wasn't
his
in
eye
New
out.
York. That was in Germany.
Yeah, but he ripped his eye out. He's dead.
How do we know? How does ripping
You can
someone's
live
eye out
without
kill
an eye.
them?
You can live
Because
without an eye.
they like
Dan
you're
Crenshaw
enjoying.
doesn't have an
they
eye. He's
even
a senator.
They didn't even say he's enjoying. That's true.
No.
but he's like,
What if those two clauses might have been unrelated?
okay, whatever. I feel like you're.
We've never seen someone die in a Marvel movie and stay dead.
Technically, Phil Coulson we saw die in a Marvel
He
movie.
came back.
We
He
never
came
saw
back.
him come back in the movie.
But he's not
Came
dead.
back in a TV show. The TV
Went to
shows aren't
Tijuana.
canon.
So are the TV shows not canon?
Tahiti.
No, they're not
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Okay,
Tahiti.
Dutch. Have you ever played Red Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You look like you didn't get the joke. That's why I was confused.
So
Oh,
I have
I
a
thought we
weird.
were-
I guess I'm just
So
not
I guess
funny.
we're just opening with the Loki. I guess we're just opening with Loki. I have
think I
a
killed
weird
Ryan.
anecdote, and I've brought this up before. This show feels very familiar to me after watching the first 2 seasons of Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh man, you know how to bring things back to Star Trek, don't you?
I sure do.
How does it go back to Star Trek?
Wouldn't
Matt?
you like to know, Weather Boy?
Would you call me?
Zach got the reference.
Oh, that's so great. What
Are you gonna tell me or what?
Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay. In the first 2 seasons of Star Trek Enterprise, the hit TV show that didn't want to call itself Star Trek for the first 2 seasons
Okay.
and lost a lot of viewers for it, is a prequel. Takes place in the 2150s, I think, and it's about Earth's first Warp 5 capable starship. And so they're going out and they're seeing more of the galaxy than humans have ever seen before. And somehow they get themselves wrapped up in a temporal Cold War where there's this crewman named Daniels who reveals himself to Captain Archer as being a temporal agent from the 28th, 27th century.
Okay.
And that the Enterprise, which is the first Enterprise, is a focal point in this temporal Cold War where multiple factions are trying to get control of the timeline. And so the first 2 seasons deal with this temporal Cold War and what this one ship in the past can do to try to prevent annihilation of timeline past, present, and future.
Do you want a multiverse? That's how you get a multiverse.
That's how you get a multiverse. And so this feels very familiar to me because these guys are basically the same as what came out of that was in the and it's established then in Star Trek Voyager, which came out before Enterprise but takes place a couple hundred years later. Don't think about it too much. Is the Department of Temporal Investigations, which is a department in Starfleet that when they detect a temporal disturbance, they come knocking at your door to see why you're playing with temporal mechanics.
I'm getting a weird deja vu moment right now
From
this discussion we're having.
I've talked about it before.
Okay.
Um,
That was the
and
joke,
they
but
come.
all right.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before.
So did you mess with the timeline, or is that how it was supposed to happen?
and
You're-
so
you're getting the joke now.
Yeah.
hey,
So yeah, this feels very samey now. I'm like, oh, I've seen this before.
Why do I smell copper?
What I do really like is that in Star Trek, it never so the Department of Temporal Investigations goes around and they knock on your door and they're wearing all black suits and stuff like that. They look very very formal and intimidating.
Like the Men in Black.
But they're mostly incompetent. Yeah, kind of. They're mostly incompetent because all these captains just lie through their teeth about what they were doing, and the department just buys it. But what they never address is what gives them the right to determine what the best timeline is. Because it seems like the best timeline always works out to be the one where Starfleet is on top. Mm-hmm. So it seems like it's a little biased if there's a Starfleet organization deciding which timeline is the best timeline.
This feels like like this could happen in real life. I mean,
Yeah.
the time travel stuff probably not, but
But
everything else.
the U.S. would set up a temporal investigations panel that would determine that if they found any timeline where America fell, that's not the right timeline. And what I really like about this TV show that just came out
feel
called
like that's more
Loki, have you heard of it?
China.
I have heard of it. We
Yeah?
just watched it.
We did. And what I appreciated from it is almost immediately, Loki calls them out on that and says, who do they think they are
Yes.
determining the correct timeline for trillions of people? Mm-hmm. In case you don't know, Loki.
Came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Temporally speaking.
Yes.
Because
Temporally
in
speaking.
temporal terms, it came out for us today. But you're listening to this in the quote-unquote future. And so the episode came out yesterday for you, unless you're listening to it on a day later than Thursday, June 10th, 2021, in which case it came out days ago.
I don't think I want to do this episode anymore.
Why not?
I'm confused now. I feel like this is gonna be.
Welcome to time travel.
No. Look. Let's first. What do you guys?
I actually do have a question.
Yes, Zach.
Why on Earth did Loki popping in and out that time pull him out of the timeline?
Yeah, he asked that same question.
Yeah.
He asked that in the show. Did we not watch the same show? You asked a lot of questions that they answered in the show.
Hold on. You saw Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what's your confusion?
Well, no, my point is...
I'm actually, let me rephrase that. Zach, you are taking the perfect spot of the audience right now. What's your question? So you're asking, why did this thing pull Loki out of the time stream? Because what the Avengers did, they went back in time to get the stones. By the way, spoilers for Loki. Go watch it if you haven't. What the Avengers were doing was meant to happen. That's what the judge in there
Okay,
said.
if it was meant to happen, then Loki was meant to leave.
No, he wasn't. The Avengers were meant to go get the stones, stop Thanos, bring them back, which they did.
Well, that's the problem,
The
is that if
difference
they were
was-
meant to go back, then they were meant to go forward. They didn't go back and change what happened to
They
prevent
didn't-
him from ever
They
leaving.
didn't have any effect on that.
Yeah.
It was Loki acting on his own volition. The Avengers' plan was to go get the time stone from New York, which they were doing, but then they messed it up, and so Loki got his hands on the Tesseract.
Yeah.
So then the Avengers had to go back further to get the Tesseract from the 1960s. Whenever Tony met his dad.
Yeah.
The only
And then
'Cause that's where they can get extra
Steve
pin
went and put
particles.
it back there. The issue is, because Loki took the stone in 2012 and disappeared with it, he's out of the time stream at that point, because they went back, took the stone, put it back, which means they didn't go to New York.
See, that's the thing that so
It's-
if
I
you
see
follow the
what
way
you're-
that I'm
I see what you're
if you follow
asking.
the way that I'm going for it, if they were supposed to do that and that was supposed to happen, then Loki was supposed to get away.
That's what the show's but that's what they're telling you is Loki getting away was not supposed to happen. The plan was they were supposed to go back in time, but because Loki didn't escaped, I guess. Then that's when things went off the plan.
So this is a fun thing that I've thought about.
I
and
see
had a
what
lot
you're
of
trying to
discussions
do,
with,
but
yeah,
I'm going to
it's-
tell you. I'm going to tell you what you're trying to do is I tried to do to a bunch of other Marvel people,
Well,
and
that's
actually,
actually
you're going
leads
to-
into a theory that I have.
Let
Yeah.
me try to explain it one different way. So the Avengers went back. How many places did they originally go back to? They went to 3 places, right?
They had enough Pym particles to go to
They went to New York to get 3 of them,
yeah.
and then they went to Boreth and the planet that Peter was on.
yeah, but they only went. They only went.
But they went
to
back to
2
one
times.
point.
They only went back to
Yeah.
2 individual years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And then they
But
split
they-
up at the planet.
But they had to go to a third one.
So, so when they originally went, there was one timeline. Once they went back in time, there were 2 splits, and that was acceptable. At some point, they did have to make a third branch to get the Tesseract, but at the end of it, they closed all 3 of those. The issue was the 2012 branch they created. Loki created an extra branch off of that never got closed, and that's where these time people come into it.
Yes.
Is they're closing that one branch that the Avengers didn't. So what I imagine is they see,
Which is
'cause
what
here's
they
the
say
thing.
they do is when a new branch opens, they go back and close it.
Yeah.
And then whatever was left, whatever was left, they reset it.
So like,
Well, this is actually leading into my actual
okay, yeah, go for it.
go ahead.
theory on what's going on, and that's kind of where you start to break away from the idea of whether it's a multiverse or whether everything is determined. Because if everything is determined, then he's supposed to do that in order to do the things that he's supposed to do now. Which is interesting, which would make a reason for why they failed in Endgame, causing Endgame to do that, but then that was also determined.
Right.
So now you end up in this really weird spot where it's like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense that they're told not to, but they are told to, but they
Yeah.
aren't.
So here's the other problem. We're only 1 episode into a 10-episode series that is supposed to cover all this. We only know, and look, out of all the Marvel people, all of us all the Council of Marvel fans, we all met on Reddit today after watching the episode, and we all had this discussion. And it looks like we know where this is gonna. Like, it's very clear. We think this is where this is gonna go. Is it's spoiled to you the moment Loki opens his mouth, because
Also, apparently there's only 6 episodes.
cool 6 episodes.
What? That's
gonna be quicker
annoying.
than we
is it
expected.
every week or every month?
Every week. So how this is probably going to end up playing out is the time. What do they call it? The time. What,
Time Variance Authority.
the three are they called? What are they called? the
timekeepers.
Timekeepers. That's what it is. The timekeepers exist, right? One of them's probably Kang the Conqueror, but that's not important for you to really know. But
Lang, the god of physics from Space Engineers.
no,
Oh,
no.
Khan.
Take the L out. Take the H and replace it with an I. Kang. Doesn't matter. So, first of all, again, spoilers for this show because I'm about to talk about a bunch of stuff that happens in this episode. So,
Yeah.
first of all, let's tell everyone listening, here's what's going on in this story. The TVA have what they call Minutemen, which are basically like the low-end police officers that go to these individual time branches and erase them and stop them from happening.
I have a question.
What?
Why weren't they wearing the white snowsuits?
I'll tell you later.
Wow, just shut down. Doesn't even have time to do a yes and here.
I thought the first
Okay.
rule of improv was do not say no.
He just shuts me. Okay, carry on, Ryan.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
This is the hit Disney film Minutemen.
I never watched the hit Disney film Minutemen.
We're 3 school children to invent a time machine and use it to go back in time and empower all the nerds.
It's hard to do a yes and joke when I don't know what you're talking about.
Carry on.
Jeez. Okay.
I can't believe they didn't have colonial suits.
So basically, Minutemen are like the low end police officers, and our good old Detective Morbius, which is played by
Luke Owen.
no
Luke Owen.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
I'm watching the Minutemen trailer.
You should probably turn your sound off.
I did.
That's
You're
funny.
watching the Minutemen trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
So the TVA, like they
It's not
send out to these different time branches, units to go take care
It's
of
not
it.
loading.
Lately, but the past couple units they've sent out have been murdered, and they've deemed it they've been being murdered by Loki, a version of Loki. That's what we know. And the reason that the TVA exists is because these time
Bandits.
no. What are they called again? What are the 3 called? Time
Keepers.
Keepers. I don't know why I keep forgetting the keepers part. But the timekeepers created them to stop these branches from happening based on the idea that if these branches go too far, they will end up causing a multiverse war, which happened once before and almost wiped out all the multiverses. So they created one main timeline, aka like the prime timeline, as we've always called the Marvel
So
timeline.
now is where you enter the point where I'm saying it's identical to the temporal Cold War plot from
Does it-
Enterprise.
yes. So so basically what happened is
Ryan's really
Where
frustrated
this
with
is
me
gonna-
right now.
where this-
Ryan, I'm sorry.
where this is going to end.
I'm sorry.
Well, you don't touch my
I'm
beard.
sorry.
What beard?
You
Wow.
Zach, kill yourself.
That's a low blow.
kill yourself.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, I forgot where I was. Where was the main timeline? Prime timeline.
Yeah, prime
So there's a
timeline.
prime timeline. The timekeepers want to control that and keep that. So here's what's most likely happen.
I'm so proud of
Here's
you.
where
little
the end-
baby boy.
Here's where this show is going to end, and what all of us at the Marvel Council, fans of councils, Marvel fan councils,
I have a question.
what?
What are you going to do
Council.
when it's not what the council decided?
Well, the council is always right, so it doesn't matter. Well, whatever the council decides is always what happens.
So what Ryan's saying is listen to him now so you don't have to worry about watching the rest of the show.
no,
Yes, you're about to tell us how the show ends.
this is what we believe it's about to end.
But you just said you're not going to be wrong
Will
about it.
Can you stop being you for like 2 seconds?
Wow, Ryan. Okay, very well. Mr. Beatty, sir, please continue with your story.
Ryan, I'm so sorry you have to deal with this today. I'm in rare form where I'm making jokes.
Mr. Greenleaf, I'd ask you to please quiet down and allow Mr.
I was
Beatty to
I was
continue
giving
on
him a
with this
moment to
story.
compose himself. That's all. Because
Mr. Greenleaf, this is I don't know why you're laughing. This is not a laughing matter. Ryan, Mr. Beatty, if you will, please continue with your diatribe.
What? My what?
Your speech.
Okay,
In other
sorry.
words, in layman's terms,
What did you say?
diatribe.
Oh, okay.
die a tribe. It sounds like a martyrdom thing.
That's a new word. Stop watching the Minutemen. Oh, you're looking the word up. You want to make sure that's the word?
A diatribe. Noun. A forceful or bitter verbal attack against someone or something.
This is what it would be like if I had like an actual like British butler. Like if I was Bruce Wayne and he was Alfred, I would never be the greatest detective. I'd constantly ask questions. Alfred would say words like that and be like, "What's that word mean?" Be like, "You're never going to solve this crime. The Joker's already killed more people."
Please continue with your story.
What everyone thinks is going to happen. I don't know why I say we. I hang out in the conversation and say one word. I'm like, I know the answer to that, and everyone's like, shut up. So, what everyone seems to agree on is this show is going to end with Loki proving that the timekeepers are wrong. So the timekeepers may have lied. That's what we think. What's most likely to happen is the timekeepers lied, and there's nothing wrong with having multiverses as long as they're kept a little bit more in check, but you don't have to stop them. In fact, they're probably more important to have. And which they'll probably explain why in a show better than what we are, other than the fact that because it makes more movies for us to watch. What's going to happen is Loki's going to prove that, no, who are they to say what is right, what's wrong? Kind of what they've already said in the show, because Loki even says, like, it's my path. I will take the path I want to choose, not what's written for me. No one writes a path for me. I do what I want, like we all do in real life. So how this show's gonna end?
For those of you that couldn't see, Matt was trying to fix Ryan's mic, and it was just the
Mr.
funniest.
Beatty was not close enough to the mic for the audio to correctly pick him up.
Oh,
Hopefully, we'll be able to fix this in post production.
I wonder what music we're gonna pick in post.
I don't even
Mr.
know.
Beatty, please continue.
Okay. I don't even remember where I was.
They're lying.
Yeah, so they're lying, and Loki's going to end up taking this version of Loki is going to take over the TVA and be in charge of it. In fact, I think in the trailer at one point they show him in a suit wearing his like headgear, and like he has like a vote for Loki sticker on him.
Loki.
The other thing, and we think that the main villain is not actually Loki.
I have a question.
Yes.
When Mr. Lofison asks you to vote for him, what platform is he running on? What are his ideals?
Independent.
And what does he promise to his voters? The council must
a clean
know, right?
time stream.
A clean time stream. Very well.
The council must
No more questions.
The council's a joke. It's just a bunch of nerds on Reddit.
You know,
I have a question.
Oh God, go ahead.
Would you then compare the timekeepers to the council on Reddit?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Can you just be you again?
can you just be you again?
I don't understand the question. Please continue, Mr. Beatty.
That seems like a weird answer to to the question that he just asked.
I feel like I'm in court.
Well, you know what else is really funny that we just found out in court the other day?
Oh, you want to talk about that? Go ahead. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, there was a irrelevant lawsuit on oil. Like there was like this like vegetable oil or whatever it was that said they were 100% natural, and they sold their company. But that's irrelevant to the point that in the judge's ruling, he ruled that they couldn't sue because it would be like George Lucas selling the rights to Star Wars to Disney and then saying, I promise you there's not going to be any more mediocre Star Wars movies, and then trying to sue for the prequels. Or not the prequels, the newest trilogy.
I do find that to be a compelling argument.
It's now been ingrained in U.S. law that the new trilogy is mediocre.
Wow. Even the United States government does not like these films. That's like amazing.
So I thought that was a fun bit of trivia.
As a follow-up question, can you prove that the U.S. government likes anything other than money?
I mean, they like bombing other countries. That's pretty...
Very true.
Power.
Point accepted. Carry on.
They do
Power.
like that. They like experimenting on their own people. They like... They like trying to turn Cuba into our enemies. They like doing that, it seems.
That tracks very well.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of conspiracy theories, and I found out a bunch of them that I used to think were crazy are real. Like the fact that doesn't matter.
Well, they're
Operation Paperclip. Google it.
Hey,
I was gonna say there are things that are real that happen that some people take a little far and beyond.
I don't know how
it's kinda
far
like the
you can.
Alex
I don't
Jones
know
thing.
if you can go. If you could say they're taking it.
Well, no. What ends up happening is like it's kind of like the Alex Jones things with the turning the freaking frogs gay.
But he was right.
Well, and well,
he told the
that's-
truth.
Well, the
He just
problem
as
with that
bad at
is
saying it.
is that there was a company that produced chemicals that when it got into the water, because frogs can change their sex.
Yeah.
When these frogs came into contact with them, they all turned female.
Yeah. No, they,
So, like-
they turned male. Turned male.
Okay, then they all turn male. Either way. But the point was that it messed with the frogs, which is something to say, hey, look, this thing happened. Pay attention to that. The problem was that he took it and was like, you know what's happening? They're
sick of
doing
this crap.
So they're putting it in the water. They're putting it in the water so that they're turning our population gay. It's like that had nothing to do with the actual story. It's like
I
you
have a
took
question.
something that happened and just went way off the rails. What is the question, sir?
Was the implication that Mr. Alex Jones was calling the general population of the United States of America frogs?
Yes.
Very well.
We are frogs.
What I was taught.
I really don't like this character. It's
The
so boring.
The conspiracy.
It's actually really fun.
I'm sure it is for you. I just feel like I'm sitting here like a miserable miser, just waiting for some opportunity to raise my hand and come in with a question.
You are exactly me if I could get rid of my personality. Where it's like, I was
Wait.
like, I'm gonna ask this question because I really care about the details, but like I have a little bit of personality.
See, I was
and
going
it's
for like
enough
a
to get
little
away
bit
from
of
it.
pedantry, but
Shallow and pedantic.
yeah, just the way I like it.
The conspiracy I was going with is the fact that when the United States hired a bunch of Cubans to attack Guantanamo Bay to make it look like it was actually the Israelis attacking Guantanamo Bay to go into war with them. That turned out to be real. Yeah, that's a real one.
Huh. I thought we just didn't like Cuba because Cuba liked Russia.
No, we tried, or no, they hired they hired soldiers that look like Cubans to put us in war with Cuba. That's what it was. My bad. So they asked them to attack Guantanamo Bay.
I have a question.
Yes.
How did you confuse Cuba and Israel?
That was actually a really good question.
I got it stuck in my head because of
'Cause
Guantanamo Bay
I was-
and because it was around the same time, like closer to 9/11.
I was sitting here wondering if there was some like new
What does
information
Israel
that
have to
came
do with
out.
9/11?
Oh, we're getting real close to some anti-Semitic
I feel like
tropes
there's some stuff going bad here.
You might want to pull the ripcord while you still can, right?
We're on some tippy-toe territory.
Anyway,
But no, like there definitely are things that happen that
could they cut that in post?
could have
Good
happened.
luck.
But
You can cut it in post just because it's not you that said something bad. Doesn't mean you
You
can't
didn't
help.
say anything bad.
You can help your
we
friend.
You're just upset that we made it sound like you said something
You're
bad.
yeah, but you were okay.
have you ever listened? Oh wait, no, I don't know if you guys will let me
Zach
talk about
just
that.
went through so many emotions
It
right
did.
there.
Dude. I'll tell you what, it is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in politics. But like, I know you guys probably don't want to talk about it, but it really is. It's genuinely hilarious.
How about the one politician that just asked how much it would cost to move the sun or the Earth or the moon to eliminate climate change?
who asked
I
that?
forget.
Is that like Bill Gates trying to shoot dust at the sun to try to?
I feel like it's going to be one of those like ones that you don't know about that like
Yeah, I
it's just
think
kind
it's
of been
some
sitting in the
nobody.
corner. No, the one I was thinking about was the one where it's actually really funny because did you guys see the one where this guy started a GoFundMe?
I've seen a GoFundMe, yes.
Okay. So, long story short, hurricane a couple years ago that down in Cuba.
Did it start with K and end in a Trina?
No, down in
Oh.
Cuba.
Okay.
How did you get Cuba and Houston mixed up?
I didn't know that Hurricane Katrina hit Houston.
It didn't. I was seeing if you were paying attention.
I don't know that much about Hurricane Katrina. It was New Orleans, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was New Orleans. But no, so it was the one
See,
that was
I
down
do
in
know
Cuba.
things about Hurricane Katrina. Ryan, you didn't believe
That's
me.
such a weird thing to know. But anyway, AOC like tweeted out like her grandmother's home that was all messed up, and she was like, "Well, because the Trump administration failed to actually take action, like her home is destroyed." So Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire started a GoFundMe for her grandmother and raised like $100,000 in like 6 hours for her
Right,
grandmother.
geez. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then they contacted the family to give them the money, and they're like, "We're not going to accept it."
I have a question.
And it was the funniest thing in the world. Go for it.
What did they expect the Trump administration to do about a hurricane?
Well, that's kind of the point.
Oh, okay.
But that was I think the funniest, the actual funniest thing is that there was an article that came out, which is probably the best. I think both of you will laugh at it. the headline was right-wing pundit starts GoFundMe and latest attack on senator.
That's interesting.
It's I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, if that's how you want to attack someone, I don't think you know what attack means.
How did we get here?
Speaking of attacking someone, there.
I set you up.
Go, right, go.
Ryan, you're on it.
This is you. This is you.
It's your thing.
It's go. Go.
I don't.
Speaking of attacking someone,
What are we doing?
that was a perfect transition out of my awkward story in a
what?
podcast to.
I don't remember what that is.
oh my god,
Man, that was a perfect
The
transition.
Boys?
yeah, it was. I'm so upset.
Oh.
Never mind. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I got
The Boys? You want to talk about the
We can
Boys?
talk about whatever you want to, Ryan.
What
do you want to talk about?
the frogs again?
How did we get? I don't understand why you're pointing to the Boys. What does that mean? Attacking someone? I never watched the Boys.
He doesn't get it. You never watched The Boys?
No, I watched like 2 episodes of season 1 and then I stopped
Oh,
because
it's
I
a
didn't
bunch of
like
people
it.
attacking each other.
Didn't again? See, you're giving me a mean face.
This podcast has gone off the rails, man.
I feel like this is a canceled episode right here.
This is a canceled episode.
You want to talk about
I'm
stuff?
angry.
It just started with trolling Ryan, and now I think we're all just trolled at this point. Is it possible to like troll yourself within a troll?
Yes. No?
Like,
Maybe.
wait, did we? I think I'm the only one that hasn't been trolled here yet. Did I troll you? Am I the beneficiary of all
I
this?
think you are. I think Zach is the proto troll.
I'm the meta troll.
He's the troll to end all
I
trolls.
trolled you guys so hard, you just trolled yourself.
We broke Ryan. Ryan, what do you want to talk about? We still got a show to record, Ryan.
What? What's up? What do you
Does
want?
it ever bug you how close your name is to baby? I can call you Ryan Baby.
I'm about to break your neck.
Ryan Baby.
Ooh.
I feel like the first thing that popped into my head was that Christmas song,
Which one?
Santa Baby.
Oh, yeah.
But it's Ryan Baby.
Oh, yes. Yes. I like this so much. Let's keep going down this path. Let's rewrite the song Santa Baby.
Can I
But
just-
it's about Ryan Baby.
Can I talk about?
I'm
something?
ready for this.
Can I talk about?
What do you want to
something?
talk about, Ryan?
I know what's happening for Christmas this year.
So I talked about that thing with like the Cubans trying to get into war with Cuba, and immediately my phone stopped working. Like
They heard.
I had to turn
know.
off. I turned off. Like it wouldn't let me restart my phone. I turned off the data connection and Wi-Fi, and it immediately like restarted and stuck to the screen.
Yeah, well,
The government's attacking me.
The Assad knows.
I'm being attacked specifically.
Do you get that one? Please tell me you one if you get that.
Assad knows.
The Assad knows. No.
What? Assad? What is Assad?
This is a really bad day. This is
Okay,
a really
Let me
bad.
explain this one for you real quick. Ryan confused Cuba and Israel, so in a little bit there, I decided to use the name of Israel's special forces, which are called the Assad.
I didn't confuse them, by the way. I actually thought that we hired Cubans to attack, and they were going to. And the United States were going to pretend was going to blame it on Israel
Why would they blame it on Israel?
Yeah,
Israel's our
for
ally.
oil.
Israel's been our ally since
There's
they
no
were
oil in
created.
Israel.
But that was like the original thing. But I actually think it was Iran or something. Who were we? I can't remember.
We've also, I think, been allied with Iran for as long
I
as
just
they've
read
existed.
this. I literally just read this.
Not really.
I
I think
literally.
you're thinking of Iraq.
Yeah, maybe. I just read this thing today. I didn't. I just read about it today.
Yeah, that's the weird thing that like comes out of those conspiracy theory things where it's like there may have been operations that went on in Cuba where like those kind of things happened.
Well, that
But
one was
then people
real.
like run and like take it to extremes of like that happened, so that's why this happened. It's
Well,
like,
no, this
probably
one was,
not.
but this one was like actually true. It was confirmed that we did it. But are you looking it up? What are you doing?
Well, it's like the one down in Texas with the religious group.
The religious group.
The religious group, the ones that were like all killed in the standoff. You guys were the ones that told me about that one.
Oh, the Waco thing.
Yeah, the Waco thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy to look at that and be like, the government wanted to get them. And it's like, well, probably yes and no, but
No, they
also
did.
at the same time, it's probably not this big conspiracy that people make it.
No, the
Guys,
What?
only true fans will get 21-21 on this Loki quiz. Which actor currently plays Loki in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Tom Hanks, Tom Hiddleston, Tom Holland, or Tom Hardy?
Tom Hiddleston.
It's Tom. Oh, I was going to just joke with it just to make sure.
Correct. Tom Hiddleston has been playing Loki in the MCU for over a decade. Next. What race is Loki born as? Inhuman, frost giant, child of the vault, or human?
Frost giant.
I had a
Correct. Both Loki's mother and father are frost giants. His father is Laufey, the king of the frost giants of Jotunheim.
Why are you being so loud?
What is the name of the group of villains that Loki assembled to rival the Avengers? Loki's 5 Peace Destroyers, Prime Movers, or World's End?
Wait, what? Say it again.
What is the name of the group of villains that Loki assembled to rival the Avengers? Loki's 5 Peace Destroyers, Prime Movers, or World's End?
The
World's
Chitauri.
End.
Wrong. It's Prime Movers. The Prime Movers included Red Skull, Magneto, and Doctor Doom, to name a few.
Oh, this is from the comics. Okay.
What is Loki's
I
personal
was gonna
talent
say,
as
like, what
revealed
on
by
earth
his
is-
mother Frigga?
Turning into a
Writing,
wolf.
painting, singing, or dancing?
What?
What is Loki's personal talent as revealed by his mother Frigga? Writing, painting, singing, or dancing?
Dancing.
Wrong.
Real quick, because this was also something I was thinking
Loki
of.
has a fantastic singing voice and was known to do public events around Asgard. You can also find him singing in the shower in the comic Loki, Agent of Asgard.
That's funny. I actually was I was thinking of something. Does anybody else find it weird that they took Loki, who's a part of a mythology that knows that there's a circular timeline and they have to play their part, looking at the time people saying that doesn't make sense?
Sure.
Because in Norse mythology, the whole point is that, like...
I have a question.
Go for it.
Do you think Jormungandr's going to show up in this?
I hope so.
That would be cool.
Jormungandr would be great.
What about that, Ryan? What if we find out that Jormungandr's going to show up? Don't say you don't know who Jormungandr is.
Do you two actually know who this is?
Jormungandr's the snake.
Yeah.
The big snake.
Like,
Did you not play God of War?
I did. I just
Yeah, Jormungandr's
okay.
the
Jesus.
giant snake.
Is he going to show up?
Probably not.
Okay. What is the name of the sword Loki becomes worthy of wielding after unlocking Odin's vault? Graham, Debula, Cheen, or Tizona?
What?
Tizona. What is the name of the sword Loki becomes worthy of wielding after unlocking Odin's vault? Graham, Debula, Cheen, or Tizona?
Grand Nebula.
Those are two different things. Graham and Debula.
Oh, Graham and Nebula. I'm going to go with a Graham. I feel like he's a pothead.
Correct.
Am I?
So, yep.
Potheads
Loki
for
uses
the
the
win.
5 keys that Odin created to unlock Graham from the vault, known to pierce through any lie with truth magic.
Yes.
Ryan, this
Truth
one's about
magic.
the comics. In Thor 6:17, Loki is reborn as a child with no memory that he is the god of mischief. To survive, young Loki pickpockets tourists in which country? United States, France, Sweden, or Germany?
France.
Correct. How'd you know? Did you actually read it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why were you surprised about that one? Like, of all things.
Seems like a really arbitrary spot to ask. Loki is a very important piece
Did
of
you
the
like me watching you go through all like my library of stuff?
Yeah.
Trying to figure-
Ryan, you're not allowed to answer this. This one's Zach.
Uh-oh.
Loki is a very important piece of the prophecy to fulfill Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
What does Ragnarok mean in Norse mythology? The end of days, the beginning of life, the change of guard, or the war of all wars?
I think technically it's War of All Wars, but it's the end of days. It's the end time prophecy. So,
Correct.
yeah.
The second most guessed thing was the war of all wars.
Yeah.
Ragnarok means the end of days. Loki is necessary to bring Ragnarok. He would eventually trick the god Hodor into harming his brother Balder. What year did Loki first officially appear in a Marvel comic?
Well, Ragnarok
57,
starts
71,
when...
68, or 62?
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
What year did Loki first officially appear in a Marvel comic?
Oh, no. I was talking about Ragnarok.
It's the end of days.
Yes, but which brother was to...
Hodor to kill Balder or something like that.
Yeah, I thought Loki killed Balder. Because when Loki kills Balder, that's the beginning of Ragnarok.
Maybe it's just considered him killing him because he tricks him. He is the god of mischief. Ryan.
Yes.
What year did Loki first officially appear in a Marvel comic? 57, 71, 68, or 62?
Say those years to me again.
57, 71, 68, or 62?
68. I think.
Wrong. It's 62.
Okay.
He appeared in the comic titled Journey into Mystery number 85. Ryan, I feel like you're not invested in this. Are you a true Loki fan?
I figured it out. Operation Northwoods. That's what it was called.
He so badly wants to clear his name. In
It
Loki,
was a
Agent
false
of
flag
Asgard.
operation against the Cuban government that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense.
I thought we moved on from this. In Loki,
Bam.
Agent of Asgard number 13, Loki carries a Stark cell phone with him throughout the issue. Which band wrote his ringtone? Gorillaz, Led Zeppelin, Daft Punk, or Rolling Stones?
Gorillas. Wait, no.
Wrong. Daft Punk.
Can we find a different quiz?
What is Loki's weakness as explained
Can we
in
restart this?
Journey into Mystery? Water, metal, concentration, or sensory disruption?
Does this episode feel good to you?
Yeah.
You feeling good about
Yeah,
this
what is Loki's
episode?
weakness as
Hold on.
exposed?
I have a question.
Yes.
What was the name of that operation?
Operation Northwoods.
Northwoods.
What is Loki's weakness as explained in Journey into Mystery? Water, metal, concentration, or sensory disruption? I know the answer to this.
I'm sorry, read that to me again.
What is Loki's weakness as explained in Journey into Mystery? Water, metal, concentration, or sensory disruption?
Sensory disruption.
I agree. It's sensory disruption. Wrong. It's water. As revealed in the comic, Loki's powers work poorly when in water. So much so that he may not even know how to swim. Okay, well.
Oh, that's funny because in the God of War games, you're in the lake the whole time, and like the whole thing
That
is
makes sense.
Kratos telling Loki not to jump in the water.
In the Marvel comic series, what is the name of Loki's daughter? Valerie, Hela, Abigail, or Alyssa?
Jormungandr?
Can I have the options one more time?
Valerie, Hela, Abigail, or Alyssa?
Abigail.
Wrong, it's Hela.
What? Loki's daughter?
Loki's daughter in the comic series is Hela, the goddess of death. In the MCU, she is played as Kate Blanchett and is actually Thor's sister, branching away from the original comic series family tree.
Boy, I feel I'm having a tough time with these ones.
Loki has a total of 3 children with Angerboda. What are the names of his 2 non-human kids? Select 2. Fenris, Nidhogg, Jormungand, or Ran.
C and A.
Jormungand and Fenris?
Sure.
Correct.
Yeah. Weird that I knew that one.
Jormungand is also known as the Midgard Serpent. Fenris is a 15-foot tall shape-shifting wolf with human intelligence.
Yeah, he's one of the.
All right, this one's a
one of
mouthful.
the 2.
Loki wins Vishanti's Sorceress's Tournament in Doctor Strange 381 to 385, stripping Doctor Strange his position of Sorcerer Supreme. Almost powerless at this point, what human profession does Doctor Strange start working as? Mayor, accountant, veterinarian, or lawyer?
Veterinarian.
I'll take it. Correct.
I mean, I feel like that one was obvious. He can't
What are
work on
Loki's
people
last
anymore.
words before he is killed by Void in the comic? Asgard will fall. I am not gone. Do not forget me. And I'm sorry, brother.
I am sorry, little one.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, brother. I think.
Correct. We're almost done. Who is Loki's one true friend that can see through all his deception? Hint: they met during a speed dating night. Melody Guthrie, Beverly Switzler, Verity Willis, or Claire Moore?
Nothing says
Melody.
true friendship like speed date night.
Melody's wrong. It's Verity Willis.
That was the
Duh.
only one I could say. So Melody was the
In a
only one I-
2016 comic series, Loki almost becomes the leader of which real world country? The UK, India, United States, or Germany?
UK.
Okay.
That was fast. Wrong. United States.
I thought that was going to be
What
like
does Loki have to do to help Thor summon Valkyrie? Start Ragnarok, sacrifice a child, kill his brother, or fight alongside the Avengers?
sacrifice a child.
Start Ragnarok.
You guys got to decide.
It's start Ragnarok.
Wrong. It's kill his brother.
Yeah, whatever.
During the comics issue Avengers and X-Men Axis number 9, a powerful ethics-altering spell causes Loki to become the god of heroism and truth. This gives him the power to wield what weapon? The Infinity Gauntlet, Graham, Universal Weapon, or Mjolnir?
Graham. Technically, it would probably be Mjolnir. Because if he's now truth, he's now worthy of holding Mjolnir.
Can I get those options one more time, please?
Infinity Gauntlet, Graham, Universal Weapon, or Mjolnir?
All right, read the question to me one more time. I don't.
During the comic issue Avengers and X-Men Axis number 9, a powerful ethics-altering spell causes Loki to become the god of heroism and truth. This gives him the power to wield what weapon? I mean, I think.
I
the answer
think,
probably is obvious.
Mjolnir. I just
Yeah,
feel like it's
'cause the
too
other stuff
obvious.
you-
Mjolnir's correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other stuff you don't need a requirement
No,
to
no, you
to,
don't.
to handle. So
In one of Loki's many tricks, he turned himself into a woman and pretends to be which hero's girlfriend? Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor, or Wolverine?
Wolverine.
Ryan, do you confirm
Did
that
it say?
answer?
You said? Did you say what comic? Did it say a comic?
Nope. One of his many tricks.
Okay.
Because he
Yeah,
fails
I
because
think
Wolverine
Wolverine.
smells him.
Nope, it's Thor.
Okay, I tried.
That's weird.
That's
He turns
really-
into Lady Sif.
Nice.
What causes Loki to
Safety.
begin playing pranks at a young age? His jealousy of Odin and Thor's relationship. This is natural for a frost giant to do. His prior training from before he was adopted by Odin, or he started after being trained in the black arts.
Say again.
What causes Loki to begin playing pranks at a young age?
trained in the dark art or the dark arts or black arts?
Not being spanked.
That's not an option, but it was his jealousy of Odin and Thor. Last question, guys. You got to get this one right. After Odin sacrifices himself to imprison Surtur, the throne of Asgard is left empty. To keep Thor from taking the throne, what animal does Loki turn Thor into? A turtle, a deer, a frog, or a rabbit?
A deer. He becomes a stag.
Deer.
Wrong, it was a frog.
Yeah, whatever.
And in conclusion, Loki is turning the frogs gay. Guys, we got 9 out of 21. Not bad. Loki thinks you can do better, though. Would you like to
Not
share?
bad. Not
Would you
bad.
like to share your
9
results
out of
on
21.
Facebook?
Not bad.
Twitter, whatever this
this
is,
our-
or LinkedIn?
Is this nowadays school
That-
education?
I was gonna say that sounds like the
Why
new.
does this give
the
you
new
the option to
education.
share your results on LinkedIn, of all places?
Hey, listen.
I want people to.
Your options are Facebook, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, or LinkedIn.
Hey, listen. If I'm trying to get a job at Marvel and I answered all those correctly,
Oh, you prove
I
you're a
want to
Marvel
put it
super
up.
fan. Ryan,
Yeah.
we're getting to the end of the episode. Would you like to give your episode in review?
Are we actually going to release this episode?
Yes.
Yeah. Why
Are
wouldn't
you
we?
serious?
Yes.
This is such a bad episode.
It's been great from where I'm sitting.
We don't. We only talk.
You're just upset
seconds
because
about
at
Loki.
the middle of the episode. Oh, by the way, this is pop culture unboxing.
No, I'm just saying. Like we've only talked about Loki for like 2 seconds, and then we moved on to a
Over half
political.
the episode was Loki.
Then we went to a whole political section. Then somehow, I don't even know how we got to Loki. Like how did we do a circle back to Loki again? But
Because we did the quiz.
You want to do an
Well-
episode in review? You want me to review the
Tell me how
episode?
this episode's been.
It was interesting.
Good.
It's gonna be great to re-listen to it, I guess.
What are your thoughts on the episode?
This episode had a wonderful mix of conspiracy theories, political talk, new pop culture, and just all together we learned we can be mischievous, just like Loki.
That was the correct answer. Very good.
Heyo.
That was a
I think
terrible
I need
high
to
five.
quit this show. I think I need to just not
Thank you
exist
guys for
anymore.
listening. Ryan, you got to stay on the show. You're contractually obligated to.
I am.
Yes.
Listen, if you're not here, who's going to cut my checks?
Yep.
I cut checks.
Thank you all for
Who's been paying
listening.
me?
I've been Matt. You can find the show is Pop Culture Unboxing. You can
You really
find
have been a bit. Like you've been
Facebook,
something
Twitter,
today.
Instagram.
Listen, you know what? I'm done.
Pop Culture Unboxing.
I quit.
You can find me.
You can't expect me
Matt
here next week.
MR94 on Twitter, and Jan Jingle on Twitch.
I'm not done with the show yet.
Zach,
What's up with you, Zach? Today's been a day for you. You've been a whole different person.
I'm going fishing.
Oh, so
Zach's
you're
going
feeling free.
fishing. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So you got to understand, I'm going on my fishing trip.
I wish I was going on a
All
fishing
year
trip.
long. I just increasingly get more and more angry until I go on my fishing trip and I decompress and I come back and I'm a happy person. I should have left this morning. So I'm already in fishing mode.
But you're stuck here with us.
Say, so shouldn't you be more angry instead of happy? But okay.
No, because I'm going tomorrow.
Nice.
I've been Ryan. You can find me at RiggyTiki252 on Twitch and Red Steak Ryan and stuff. You can find me everywhere.
You can find me at little_leaf, LIEF. I'm not a middle-aged Brazilian woman. Make sure you put that underscore in there.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Nope.
That was super smooth.
Nope.
Why can't I do that every time?
Do it every time.
Be better.
Ryan, you're both as good as I expect you both to be.
That's not how I feel, but okay.
I was gonna say I would feel really, really
I'll
proud.
I'll
if
give
that
you some time to
expectation
parse that
wasn't on the
statement.
floor.
Thank you all for listening. I love you.
Bye-bye.
Have fun.